Hey everyone, I wanted to take this video to step away from the parental control offerings of Gryphon and walk through some of the basics of network setup and other housekeeping items you'll need to be aware of with your app. So to access all of the settings outside of parental controls, you'll just navigate to the Settings tab on the bottom right of your screen. The first thing you'll see is the network info. Under Wi-Fi settings, you can set the name and password of not only your primary network, but also your secondary and your IoT network. You could set up your secondary network for guests so that they don't get caught up in your web of parental controls. And you can use your IoT network for smart home devices like smart refrigerators or Google Nests or home security devices. You're welcome to not use these at all and just use your primary network, but it's good to know where they're at in case you have a use for them down the road. Now, I'm not going to go into most of the other settings under this network section. If you don't know what these things are, then chances are you probably don't need to worry about them. And if you do know what they are, then you probably don't need me to explain them to you. The only other thing I want to point out here is the Add Mesh Repeater option. You'll use this if you have multiple Gryphon routers that you want to connect through a mesh network. So if you end up buying multiple Gryphon routers to boost the signal across your home, you'll go here to set up those other devices. Now, moving past the premium features, since we'll cover those in another video, under Preferences, you can go to New Device Connections to choose how you want all new devices to connect to your network. You can choose to have new device connections always allowed, always blocked, assigned to a default user, or assigned to a default age group. This can be a really great way to manage the overhead of having to keep track of every new device that connects to your Wi-Fi network. For example, if your kids have friends who bring their own devices over to your home, instead of trying to keep track of that every time they bring a new device, you can set new device connections to assign to a default age group like elementary or middle school, and then unrestrict them from there. This will help make sure that all new device connections that your kids may access still fall under all the parental controls you want them to. Now, the last thing I want to show you is down here at the bottom under the support section, you can see all of the support options available for Gryphon. They have some great how-to videos in here to walk you through some of the basic features of their app. Now, if you have any questions or issues with setup or anything that's not answered by my video series or these Gryphon support videos, please feel free to reach out to us at support@internetsafetyplan.com and we'll be happy to help.